But I know news about what's happening can seem alarming to all Americans. But I want you to know we're going to be okay. We're going to be okay.
President Biden delivering his first State of the Union address at a critical moment in history, from economic concerns here at home to the escalating war in Ukraine. Joining me now to talk about it is Abdul Hakim Shabazz, editor and publisher at Indy Politics. Abdul, first off, good morning to you.
Thank you. I'll wear my Ukrainian tie today. As you can see here, my blue and yellow.
I do see that very well, and that was the first thing he talked about. No surprise. After all, I mean, Russia's stock market has been closed for a couple of days. Their economy is basically tanking, and that's the first thing he talked about, including some new things he had in mind in terms of sanctions, right?
Exactly. I talked about no Russian planes allowed in American airspace. It's a small step, but it's an incremental step to keep that economic pressure on the Russians. Obviously, the U.S. isn't going to commit ground troops in the Ukraine. What the U.S. can do, however, is what you've been seeing. It's been applying that economic pressure, the pipeline, natural gas. The Germans have closed down. Other economic sanctions. Folks like Netflix and and Hulu basically saying no more Russian television. So they're doing things to impact the quality of life of the average Russian citizen, as well as hit that oligarch. And hopefully, that Putin will get the message and pull out of the Ukraine.
And despite that, which there seemed to be a little bit of unity between Democrats and Republicans, in terms of local response that we have one from Andre Carson, who said, tonight President Biden made it clear, do not be against the American people. On the flip side, we also had one from our Attorney General, Republican Todd Rokita, who basically said Joe Biden just finished spelling out his leftist agenda, and then he added basically about 13 different lawsuits they were putting in place against the Biden administration. So it still seems a little bit on the political side.
Yes, and I thought it was interesting that the president basically gave almost sort of two speeches. There was one speech where he talked about, for example, unity, which was a good thing. But then the other part of the speech went back to his domestic agenda, which where we went back to our old divisions again. And I also thought it was interesting, too, how he ended the speech, basically saying the state of our union is strong because the American people are strong. Because normally you would think he would start out on the beginning with that, but instead, no, he went the other way, he went the other route and said, you know what? America is strong because our people are strong and we can get through this.
Yeah, and he talked about the American Rescue Plan, the bipartisan infrastructure investment, the Jobs Act, also money for parents of children. But at the same time, people are saying that was then. What we're dealing with now is inflation, and record inflation.
Yes, the president was very astute when he said, even though that wages are up, which they are, the cost of those wages are being eaten up by inflation, and there are lots of different reasons for that inflation. It's not just necessarily one, but he's got to get that inflation under control. Otherwise, we're going to have some serious issues in this country.
And when you talk about getting things under control, Abdul, a lot of people fear that means raising money and raising taxes, but he tried at least to allay those fears.
Yeah, basically called on the wealthy to quote unquote pay their fair share. I'm not quite sure what that fair share actually is, but he called on the corporations, the wealthy people who didn't pay any income taxes, even though they did pay other taxes, to pay their fair share and alleviate that burden on the American people. Talk about sort of building America from the bottom up as opposed to the top down, which is an interesting concept. But like I said, once again, remains to be seen, because that inflation, that's going to be the big issue going forward in these midterm elections.
Yeah, no one under $400,000, he said, would be taxed. Before we let you go, anything new on the COVID front you got from last night's speech?
I thought it was interesting that no one had to wear a mask, which I thought was interesting. That shows that we're kind of past sort of those rough 2 years in that pandemic. We still have to, take precautions. Get vaccinated if you haven't got vaccinated. Wash your hands. Wear a mask if you feel like a mask is necessary. But I think the worst of COVID is over, provided a new variant doesn't pop up sometime soon.
Yeah, I did notice nobody there was wearing a mask, as you said. Abdul Hakim Shabazz, thanks for being here this morning as usual. We do appreciate it.
Hey, thank you.